Hey guys, it's Rachel, and today we're going to do a YouTube video with my friend Bailey.
Hi.
She rides in my barn with me, and we're just going to do like an equestrian tag. We have 20 questions to answer, and it's going to be pretty cool, so stay tuned. How long have you been riding?
About like 5 years on and off, so.
I've been riding for 6 years since I was 9 years old, but I took like a year break, so we can say 5. What discipline do you ride in?
I ride hunters, basically.
I ride hunter, discipline, English, life. Also I like Eck and hunters because I'm really good.
Because I can never win hunters, but it's fine.
I suck. My Eck is terrible, but for some reason I do pretty well.
Yeah, I get all my firsts in Eck. I don't know how, but I just go with it.
We just do it. If you were to switch a discipline, what would you choose?
I would really want to try dressage for a little bit, just because I feel like that takes a lot of mental strength. Obviously physical too, but
I would either do trick riding or dressage.
I completely forgot about that.
I know. I immediately thought of it. I was like,
I would die.
I would fall off. What is your dream horse?
A mare, because I'm dumb, but it's fine. Dappled gray probably, with about 16'3", 17 hands. I don't know. Like, I don't really have a bunch of ideas about her conformation. Like,
my dream horse is, this sounds bad, I love Charlie, but like, I have a dream horse, okay? Let me dream. I do love Charlie very much though. I would have a 17-hand bay Dutch warm blood that, gelding, of course, because I love geldings, I'm sorry. And he would be very, very scopy and be very up in the air, like not smooth, just bouncing up in the air.
So like a jumper, but not hot-headed like a jumper.
Yes.
Okay.
Explain your horse that you currently ride.
Okay, so I'm riding a horse named Dreaver right now. She's 16'1" or 16'2". She's a flea-bitten gray mare. She's 19 years old. She thinks she's like 5, but it's fine. She's very sassy.
She's very marish, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I have a chestnut, off-the-track thoroughbred gelding named Charlie, and he's very dorky. He does this weird thing at the barn. I'll insert like a video because I have one of him going like his head up and down and like flapping his lips. He looks so stupid, but it's adorable. And he loves carrots, but I can't give him more than one because he'll like chew with his mouth open then, and like all the food will like fall out onto the ground.
He's a true boy.
He's a boy. He is a boy. Would you rather have a group lesson or a private lesson?
It depends how I'm feeling, honestly. If I'm feeling in a really good mood, I'll want to do a group lesson.
Me too.
Or if I'm gonna have like a really rough lesson, like no stirrups, I want to do a group lesson so we can suffer together.
Yeah, because yesterday we had an hour and 10-minute long lesson without stirrups, and we're dying. I can't feel my legs right now, but.
And then I got my stirrups back, and she's like, okay, you can do it with your stirrups. And then I just completely screwed it up. She's like, so now you get to do it without your stirrups. I'm like, okay.
And I was done, and I felt so bad. I was like, this poor girl.
She barely walked today, but it's okay.
It's fine. What's your color theme when you ride?
I just have a lot of red stuff I like to put on her, but I want to start getting purple stuff because I feel like purple would look good on her.
I really like hunter green on Charlie and navy because I'm really boring, but those are really awesome colors. They look really good on chestnuts. I really want to get a hunter green show coat because he would look so good.
I just don't like abstract colors because then I always know it's mine.
What's your opinion on Rolker?
Okay, so I honestly didn't know it was a thing until about 6 months ago. And as soon as I realized it existed, I started noticing it everywhere, and every time I see it, it just makes me so mad because it's not natural at all.
Yes,
riding isn't natural if I'm gonna be honest, but I mean that's just
it's
wrong.
Just wrong. If you guys don't know what that is, here's a picture. It's when a horse is, you know, framing so hard and their head is pushed all the way to their chest and they're touching their chest with their muzzle/mouth, and it's extremely uncomfortable. It limits the breathing. What else does it do?
It limits their sight. They can't see as well.
They can't see much. It's just all around wrong way of riding a horse. You should never ever do that to your horse. It's just not right. How was your last ride?
So it was okay. It was the no stirrup lesson, so it was pretty rough, but
yeah,
it could have been worse.
I was riding with her. That's how our last ride was. It was kind of rough. I had cramps and I just wasn't feeling good, and my legs were noodles. I do not have much leg strength when it comes to stirrupless, so I was like the entire time. And the thing is, like our last lesson, like before that lesson, was great. Like we had an awesome lesson, we were doing great. And then our trainer was like, okay, no stirrups, and we were like,
well, the thing is, I get used to no stirrups, and then I use my entire leg, and I'm like, this is going great, and then I get my stirrups back, and I'm like, oh no, I can't do it anymore.
She forgets.
Yeah.
Me too. If you could spend a day with any equestrian, who would it be and what would you do?
Okay, so a lot of people are gonna think I'm dumb for saying this, but George Morris, just because I think he would be very strict, and he would definitely help me improve a little bit, and then I would probably go back home and really appreciate my trainer a lot more.
God bless you, Linda. I personally wouldn't ride with George Morris because he scares me. I would be terrified. He'd probably yell at me a lot. Like, sorry for my hair. I'd probably ride with like BZ Madden because she's amazing. She seems like a really cool human, and her rides are amazing. I really want to try jumpers sometime.
I just want to ride her horses. I just want to steal her horses.
What's your opinion on no helmets?
I think even if you've known your horse its entire life, I think it's dumb, but I also think it's their choice. I'm not going to say anything. I personally won't ever ride without a helmet, but if you're going to, go for it.
Yeah, I personally, like, if you're going to have a photo shoot with your horse, and like you're just going to hop on real quick and snap a few pictures bareback, that's fine if your horse isn't hot-headed. But if you're gonna, like, you know, jump over jumps or run barrels or whatever your discipline is, even if it's dressage, it's not safe personally. But if it's your choice, you do what you want, you know? I'm not gonna say anything about it. What's your favorite tack item?
So I don't use this right now, but I just really like breastplates. I don't know why, I just think they're very pretty looking, but I don't use them on Riva, but...
Same, I love breastplates. But, the tack item that I currently own that I love is my saddle. It's like an Antares. It's an Antares saddle, and it's beautiful, and I just absolutely love it. It was used when I bought it, so like the price was like way down, and I was like, oh my god. How often do you ride?
It really depends. Right now, about 3 times a week. It used to be 4 or 5, but I'm doing virtual school, so.
I ride 5 to 6 days a week because Charlie needs exercise and I'm the only person who rides him. And I don't do anything with my life, so I figure I might as well just ride my horse, spend time with him. And if I don't ride, like, let's say there's like bad weather, I'll still go out and groom Charlie. Tell us a funny horse story.
Okay, so one time Riva decided she was very tired and was gonna fall asleep on the cross ties, and then a horse came up and she was like, oh god, no, and she reared up while on the cross ties, and I had just taken the girth off, so the saddle slid back like right over her butt, and she was like, oh my god, and then she freaked out even more. I was like, you did this to yourself, you need to chill.
I remember that, that was so funny. At first I was like, oh my god. Charlie's first 2 weeks of being at the barn, he broke 3 cross ties and 2 halters because he falls asleep on the cross ties, wakes up, forgets where he is, freaks out, and like tries to run away. But he's a lot better now, I promise. Like he falls asleep, but when he wakes up he remembers.
They still let you stay at the barn.
Yeah, luckily my trainer let me stay because I broke 3 of her cross ties. Would you rather ride a trail or ride in an arena?
It really depends. I think I really like arena work more because I feel like it's more constructive. I'll go on a trail ride like every couple months maybe.
Yeah, same. I don't, like, we have a trail at our barn, like it's a private trail for us, but Charlie spooks on the trail. He's not a trail horse. I'd rather do arena work. It's a lot more fun. What song defines your relationship with your horse?
Well, as I just said, I ride a mare, so Hot and Cold by Katy Perry pretty much describes her. Some days we get along really well, and then the next day she decides she hates me, but...
Mine is You Don't Own Me by Grace, because Charlie, like, he gets in these moods where he's just kind of like, nope, I'm not doing this. You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to, you know, like he's so sassy. Like, what is a horse product you 100% swear by?
So I've ridden about 3 grays in my life, so the green spot room by Cowboy Magic pretty much saves my butt every horse show I go to.
Mine is MTG. It's this amazing liquid medicine that you can put on your horse's legs or tail, coat, anything for whatever. There's a lot of reasons you could use it, but I mainly use it for rain rot because Charlie, being a chestnut, he's really sensitive to that stuff, and he gets really bad rain rot on the back of his back legs because he just loves to roll around in the dirt and get really dirty. So I have to like keep a close eye on it, and whenever I put that stuff off, one day having it on, it comes right off the next day. All the rain rot's gone. It's amazing. What was your worst fall?
I was riding this really old horse named V, and he tripped and he like went onto his knees, and so I fell off and I like fell onto my neck, and my neck hurt for like the next week, and I have no idea what I did to it, but probably wasn't good.
I kind of have two worst falls. The first one, it was like my first couple times riding Charlie ever. Like I didn't even own him at the time. I wasn't even leasing. And he spooked at these two dogs that were running to chase after a squirrel, and he he broke into a canter, and I lost my stirrups and my reins, and I was like hugging his neck because I was a beginner rider, didn't know what the heck I was doing, and like he started just heading for a tree. So then all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, there's a tree there, and he went around it, and then he stopped dead, like really like a reining stop right in front of a fence, and like I just plopped off to the side and fractured my right leg. And it did not feel good, and I was limping and I couldn't ride. I wanted to go to a horse show, but I couldn't because of my broken leg, so. But then another ride that I had, it's more recent, because that was like a year ago. I was trying to get Charlie to canter. This is so embarrassing, but like, it was like 3 months ago?
Yeah.
And Charlie, he went and he same. when we got to the barn, Charlie was all of a sudden super duper quiet because like the atmosphere at our new barn is like really calm. So Charlie was like so quiet, he would not canter, and I had on these super long spurs, and I was digging my leg into his side, and it was my fault that I fell off because I started like getting like hunched over and like out of the saddle, and then right when I start to fall off and start hanging onto his neck is when he decides to pick up the canter, when I decide I don't want him to canter. And then I start like hanging on the side for like 2 or 3 strides, and then I fall off onto my butt and slam my head into the ground, and I was like, oh.
I remember that.
It wasn't a fun day. And when I got home, I went home and slept until the next day, and I got home at like 5, and I just slept until 8 o'clock the next day. What's your worst habit?
So Reva, being a mare, doesn't like anybody to get up in her grill, and sometimes when I get nervous, I like to hang on horse's mouth, so whenever I do that, she won't listen to anything. I have to tell her, understandably, and then it just doesn't go well for the rest of the ride, because I'm like, why aren't you listening? And then I get even more tense, and then it's just a cycle that keeps going.
It's an ongoing cycle. What is my worst habit? I have a lot of little ones, but I can't think of like one major one. Let me think. I am terrible at half halts through a line. I cannot do it. Like, I've tried so hard. My trainer gets so mad at me. Like, I was going through this 4-stride line that was like a little bit shorter so that my trainer made me like half halt him. And like, I could not do it. Like, my half halting, I lock my arms and I like don't. I like kind of go like this and I expect that to work, and it doesn't. So, it's a really bad habit. I need to work on that, okay? I'm sorry. What horse that you've ridden in the past that you never ever want to ride again?
The first horse I started lessoning on, she was a chestnut mare, and her name was Autumn, and she was very, very sweet majority of the time, but she would get in these moods where she would just spook at literally everything, run off, and I just didn't want to deal with that. I was like, you're supposed to be a lesson horse, because this is when I was a beginner, and I was like, you're supposed to be a lesson horse, you're supposed to be able to put up with these kinds of things.
I used to compete in IEA at my old barn, and there was this huge gray horse that I was assigned at one of our shows. Beautiful horse, wonderful saddle. It was like $8,000 saddle that I was sitting in. I was like, oh my gosh. And in the paper, they give you papers with the horse's name, whether you need a crop or spurs, and like a little fact about them. And it said to hold your leg through transitions. When I sat on this horse, I knew that this horse was so green and so hot. Like, I went to the ring, and this was a walk trot class. No, walk trot canter. It was a walk trot canter class, and this horse, If I held my leg on him for longer than a half second, he would split into a full-on gallop. Like, he was that crazy. Like, he just wanted to run. And I picked up the wrong lead because he was staring at something and he would not turn his head in, and I couldn't get him to do it. And he picked up the right lead instead of the left lead, and it was a mess. I hated that horse. That horse made me so mad, and I don't hate a lot of horses. So, what is something that people do with horses that you 100% hate?
So, I don't actually own the horse that I ride, or lease her for that matter. But I don't know, it just bothers me. It rubs me the wrong way when other people lesson on her. I'm like, I don't have the right to feel that way, but I don't know.
I hate starfishing.
Oh my god.
I hate starfishing. If you don't know what it is, here's a picture. And it's like when you're Western riding and you're, let's say, running barrels, running
and I've seen it in hunters and stuff too,
yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, it can happen in a lot of things. Probably not just hunters though. But anyway, it's when a rider sticks their legs out like a starfish and they kick their horse to get them going. First of all, it's not good looking. Second of all, you're kicking your horse harder than you should. And it doesn't look good. You shouldn't do that. It's not right.
Now, even if it didn't hurt the horse, it doesn't work. It's been proven that it doesn't work. You knock the wind out of them and they actually slow down when you kick them that hard. I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand.
That's my girl. So yeah, that's all we have for our questions. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please leave comments down below if you want me to do more tags and like what tags you want me to do. I would love to answer a Q&A if you guys want to comment down below also some questions that you want me to answer. And that's it for today. So, bye!